And can you share a little bit about where you were at when you joined Kickstarter Lab in terms of your business?
Yeah, of course. Very, very early days. I was halfway through studying my diploma in doulaing, and I had no idea where to go next. I hadn't thought about logos, business, target market research, even the specifics of the ideal client. Very, very early days.
Yep. And so what do you feel like what were you struggling? What did you want help with? What was like overwhelming and confusing you at that point in time?
Yep, definitely where to start, but also I wasn't aware of the most important thing that I now realise coming out of the Kickstarter Lab was my why, or my mission statement. Never even heard of that sort of reference before, so I didn't have that, but I needed that to take that next step and find some motivation and confidence, and something to keep at the forefront of my mind in everything that I do for my business.
Yeah. Did you find the mindset work in Kickstarter Lab quite valuable?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I didn't even appreciate how important it was and the impact that it actually has on your action and taking action. It is all, and I know, Carly, you would often remind us, keep it at the forefront of your mind and commit to it, write it down, dedicate to it, because at the end of the day, that's what holds us accountable and inspires us to keep taking action.
Yeah. And what were your like top key takeaways and learnings out of Kickstarter Lab?
Number one, again, I'm going to harp on the mission statement point, only because it took me a few weeks to come around and land on something, but I knew as soon as I did that it was right. And that point in time was when I said it out loud to a client, and their response was, where do I sign up? So I knew then that was it. That was where I landed with it.
When you're clear, oh no, you go. I was just going to say, when you're clear, that's magnetic in itself because people want to be part of that.
Yeah. So mission statement, definitely target market research. I had no clue how valuable that is and important as well to sort of navigate where your business is heading and where you want it to head. And also establishing and implementing packages. So that sort of structure, that I underestimated how long and how much thought needs to go into that. It's not a matter of just, from my experience, sort of putting a price on a label. There's a lot of thought that went into that, and even little details like, discounts and offers and promotions that flow on from setting up the initial packages or your sort of baseline packages, I found really useful.
Yeah, I guess it can be quick in that, like, you can whip up a package, but then you might hear crickets. Whereas, as you now know, when you create a package that's based off people's needs and you're clear on your why, people see the value in it and are going to sign up right away, rather than so you can do it really intentionally, or you can do it and see what happens.
Yeah, and I think that's why it was important for me to have established my mission statement, to then apply that to my packages. I could see the link, everything sort of fell into place.
Yeah.
And how the weeks blended together really well. It clicked.
Yeah. What was it like working with me?
Yeah, working with you was practical. When I think of it, practical, flexible, and convenient. Yet relaxed and informal. And that's what I needed at this point in my business and being so new to business. But I found the calls really motivating, and the fact that they were the same time every week, I knew I had to show up for them. And I almost felt like if I didn't, there was sort of, it was a letdown on my own behalf because I wasn't being accountable to the work I needed to do. So encouraging overall too.
Yeah. And what was your favourite thing about being a part of the group?
I think, to be honest, even though our group sort of, we were focused on many different areas, and no one sort of overlapped with me at any point because jewellery is quite specific, but I still found there was genuine support for each other and connections outside of the call and bouncing ideas around and really helping each other to sort of have those aha moments, because sometimes you get so caught up in your own head. I found the Facebook group really motivating, and just when you're sort of stumped on something and you reach out to the group, they'd sort of throw something out there that you wouldn't expect, and then that's where you end up. So I found, the information sharing and insights really helpful, even though we were coming at it from all different angles.
Yeah, awesome. And what would you say to others considering the Kickstarter Lab or having me as their coach?
In business terms, it's a non-negotiable. I genuinely don't think you could launch a successful business, not even successful, a business, without having the knowledge that Carly, you share, and the road mapping at each point in your business. I found that really helpful, and having that breakdown week by week, step by step guidance on achieving the end goal.
Awesome.
Non-negotiable.